Welcome to the world of Rotary. The Rotary Club of Bangalore is in its 85th year of compassionate service, and Rotary celebrates 100 years in India. As we were well into our service through the year, came the unprecedented COVID-19 situation and the enforced lockdown, which caused a change in the way we functioned.
We are going through unprecedented times for the last few weeks due to COVID-19. What is not experienced by almost two generations, we are going through that. The whole economy has come to a standstill, and you will find everywhere people struggling to meet the ends. It is anybody's guess as to how many more weeks, months this situation will continue.
The COVID-19 epidemic has put most of our lives under an unprecedented crisis. The constraints on our day-to-day lives as well as the working of Rotary Club of Bangalore are obvious. All projects that required physical involvement could not be done.
While we were tense that the service may not continue, we found newer service avenues and newer pathways to reach communities. This challenge actually drew the best from every single member of Rotary and every director on board. As they say, challenges make you stronger and you emerge new from these challenges and these adversities. It was certainly a challenge to keep members connected at this time, and even that we surpassed with ease by calling members personally and keeping them connected through online meetings.
Conducting Zoom meetings at this present lockdown situation was a challenge, as it is a novel experience. But surprisingly, the Zoom meetings held so far have been a huge success with large, enthusiastic participation each time. And extremely interesting thinking out of the box speakers at every Zoom meeting have been a value add.
This COVID-19 situation was unexpected. Nevertheless, as the Sergeant at Arms, I was fortunate to connect with each of my Rotary members via telephone calls on a personal level, which made a lot of difference. The bond we shared and the joy and gratitude of the members felt like a real Rotary family.
Managing projects during the lockdown was certainly a challenge. Managing the logistics was tough. We had to coordinate between authorities, the transport department, and getting people with social distancing. However, the intent being very firm, we managed to get these activities in place.
COVID and the lockdown brought everything to a standstill, but we could move few things during this time. First of all, we wanted to support our RBV children and their families. With the support of the funds generated from our own members, we could distribute ration kits to our Rotary Bangalore Vidyalaya children and their families.
Our school, the Rotary Bangalore Vidyalaya, which is owned and run by the Rotary Club of Bangalore for the underprivileged children, has been in operation since 1984. During the recent pandemic, the school, the president and the members of the club rose to the occasion and provided 500 kits to all the children and their parents.
We supported with ration kits for the Malur school children, where we have constructed many schools in the past.
Rotary Club of Bangalore, being a women's organization, provided 1200 dry ration kits to daily wage workers, migrant workers and transgenders who were affected during the COVID lockdown. We collected over 7 lakh rupees for this purpose.
We could also feed stray animals stranded with no food options during the lockdown time with the support of Cuba. The ambulance that we donated to Cuba during December was used for this purpose.
During this crisis, we also partnered with Rotary Club of Bangalore to feed stray animals through Cuba.
In our Rotary TTK Blood Bank, we are facing acute shortage of blood due to the current situation. Since most of our donor base is from IT industry and as they are working from home, we are finding it difficulty in organizing the camps.
Our blood bank, DMST, was in a crisis with no option to conduct blood donation camps. With the support of Ex-Servicemen Association and also the civil defense volunteers, we could at least conduct one camp during the lockdown period. Our major project for the year, the Destitute Home of Hope construction, was also stalled during the lockdown period. However, we supported the 750 plus inmates at Home of Hope with food supplies, cleaning materials, sanitary supplies, face masks, etc. during the lockdown time. We could resume the construction activity once the first round of lockdown was lifted and the construction site was allowed. Similar activity, we have resumed the work of recharge well and the lake rejuvenation project as soon as the construction at site was allowed after the first round of lockdown.
I'm very happy to say that we were extremely busy in spite of COVID lockdown. We had our meetings every month on Zoom. We involved our sister clubs, Rotary Club of Petlinchaya and Rotary Club of Colombo East, and two of our meetings. We also had a Zoom etiquette class. We also had a lot of follow-up on TRF and PHF collections, and it's still going on. We're going to be working till the last day on Zoom, on phone calls, and we're busy.
The COVID-19 lockdown opened another door for positive attitude. All our monthly meetings were held through digital platform. Ours was first Zoom meeting of RCB. We held our other projects, especially women empowerment, internship with stipend, through other means of communication. I compliment our members for their commitment.
A bunch of us, including Rotractors and Interactors, got together and we thought through on what we could do for the environment, what we could do for education, what we could do for sports, what we could do for health and hygiene, and what we could do to generally help people. They've done work in most of these areas, some of it physical, including distribution of food. While they've done that, they've also conducted a lot of programs on education, health, hygiene, sports enablement, etc.
COVID times has been very challenging, especially to bring out the rotator. But once the Zoom meeting started, we got a lot of articles and pictures, and the COVID relief work also was happening, so we got a lot of material and pictures. So what we did was we collected all the material for all the weeks. Once the lockdown eased, we started sending out e-rotators. Once the final lockdown eased, we have been sending out now printed versions. What COVID times has taught me is that with limited resources, we can do a lot, and people around you will step.
Initially, it was like a huge shock to everyone, and it just kind of derailed everything. But after the initial hiccups and a brief period of inactivity, the RCB fellowship team swung back into action and started conducting event after event online. In the month of April, we had the online Antakshari. In the month of May, we had the RCB Talent Fest and 2 games of housey. And coming up in June, we have the Rotarians Night followed by the MasterChef event.
We adapted to this virtual fellowship by organizing a virtual live Rotarians Night program dedicated to the COVID warriors. Over 250 people watched it live, with 37 dancers participating in 26 dances. It was a tribute to the golden era of Hindi cinema, Ek Haseen Shaam Ko.
And all these events had viewership from almost the entire Rotary family, and everyone had a great time.
Ever since we put the RCB meetings online, I have not had a single minute of boredom. It also gave me a very, very good insight into the working of our great club, and I was able to comprehend how this really, the whole functions work. Arranging so many meetings, community meetings, fellowship meetings, I was able to see the different, I have not known so many RCBians or I met so many Rotarians that I had missed over all these years. So overall, I think I've spent my time very wisely.
As you know, the COVID-19 struck in the month of March, that is the third quarter of the Rotary year, and sometime it disturbed our activities. With the support of all the directors of the board and the members of the Rotary, we could succeed in fulfilling various other projects which was not really planned in earlier. And overall, it was a successful year, and I enjoyed working with the team of Rotary. Thanks.
COVID-19. I can't forget the 70 days of total lockdown, the disruption it brought to the normal life, the sufferings of people. But RCB rose up to the occasion, supplied hundreds of ration kits for the people affected.
Compliments to the team, RCB and community service for the great work done for the COVID affected people. Congratulations and all appreciate the good work done.
My dear friends, Rotary Club of Bangalore has been holding programs in spite of all the COVID prohibitions, and soon I think we should be overcoming these problems and come into live activities so that each one of us should be able to meet each other and share fellowship and friendship. Our commitments, and I am glad that Rotary International has recognized our activities and we have got recognition due. May I say, congratulations, President Elizabeth and Board of Directors for such active participation of each one of you. And at least I should say that thanks to every one of you, my dear friends, and my dear members of the Rotary Club of Bangalore, for the support you have extended to the President and members of the board. Thank you so much. God bless you.
The lockdown situation posed several challenges. We saw an opportunity in each of these challenges. And when it is crossing over the obstacles and achieving what you want, that the victory becomes sweeter. And here we are at the RCB, feeling happy that all these obstacles made us stronger, and finally we made it and achieved all that we set out to achieve.